We are 3 events in to the 2021 Marble Champions League, and it is anybody's game as we begin event number 4. This is mini golf. Welcome everybody into today's event. I'm Keanu, Biedrzycki, glad to be here with you for today's event, presented always by Marble Fubeca here as we look inside our grand arena. As always, large gathering of fans supporting their teams, all going for that cup right there in the middle of today's event. And there are the overall standings on your side. It's a two-way tie between Oris 1 and the Steel Brothers at 35 points. Third place is the Snow Wolves. The Vikings are fourth. The Janitors and the Trojans are tied for fifth, after the Janitors were in the lead going into the last event. They failed to make it through the group stage, and so they fall back a little bit. Today's event, mini golf, will be an interesting one. The teams are ready. The fans are ready. Are you ready? This is event number 4 of the 2021 Marble Champions. Welcome to mini golf. You see our greens, if you will. Point variations depending on where you're going to finish here. And of course, some distance will factor in as well. There's the Plinko board style obstacle at the beginning of this course, just out of the starting gate. You make your way down through a couple of funnels and through as you have a look at the groups for today's event. As always in the Marble Champions League, the groups change from event to event. We'll start with Group A today. It's Flush, Lynx Rufus, the Archangels, and Swiftblade, and they are off. And the first one down, there's 4 points. There is 7. Let's see what happens with the last one. The Archangels, they will not score. Lynx Rufus picks up 7 points with a distance of 84. 4 more points, as we'll have a look at the replay here. For Flush, they're the 2 to advance. The Archangels and Swiftblade failing to score here. Again, points above all else. You see the first one down were Flush, and they took advantage of it, scoring 4 points, just missing the 2 were Swiftblade. Either way, it would not have been enough, as the 7 points and the 4 from Lynx Rufus and Flush were enough to get them through to the next round. So they're advancing to the first semifinal, and they will take on the 2 advancers from our second group, Group B today. Again, you have a winner of the group stage, and then you also have a transfer spot, able to advance 2 teams. Here's Group B, the Sphery Spiders, the Savage Jackal, the Blue Jackets, and one of our leaders, the Steel Brothers. They are down. We have a 10. We might have another 10. Close to it is the Savage Jackal. They'll fall back. They will not score, but they will advance as the Sphery Spiders pick up 10 points. And the Savage Jackal, by way of distance, are going to advance over the Steel Brothers and the Blue Jackets, who struggled mightily. You can see them all the way back at the initial M at the beginning of the green period. The greens were not kind that time to the Blue Jackets. Let's have a look at the replay and see what happened. The Sphery Spiders had an uninterrupted view of the 10 points. They score it there. The Sphery Spiders didn't quite score, but you can see there, almost had it. But they finished with enough distance to advance into our first semifinal. So the Savage Jackal through, as are the Sphery Spiders, who dominated. And here into Group C, it's the Vikings, one of our leaders, Oris 1, the Trojans, and the Onyx. Strong grouping here. There's 4 points. There's a 10. Let's see what happens at the end. That looks like 7 more. And no score from Onyx, so they will not advance. Neither will Oris 1. The Trojans pick up 7 to advance, and the Vikings, a second straight team to score all 10 points in this group stage, as they go a distance of 135, scoring 10 points and advancing into semifinal B. We'll have another look at it here. You can see everybody kind of slowly made their way down the Plinko board. And again, first one out, uninterrupted view of the longest target, and it was a perfect shot from the Vikings to score those 10 points. The Trojans rolled into a 7, which bests Oris 1's 4. No points for Onyx, so they were an automatic out essentially there, as we make our way into our final group. This first portion of each tournament, the group stage, dropping our teams from the 16 that we start with down to 8, and then the 4 into the finale. Group D will have some at the top, some at the bottom. The Janitors, who have an event win and were very strong, drop back to 5th, and then all the way down to Tatu Bola. They're the worst team out there as well, the Snow Wolves and the Speedy Hunters. The Speedy Hunters are close. They will not get enough distance, though, to score. The Janitors and Tatu Bola advancing. The Speedy Hunters and the Snow Wolves will not advance through this group stage, as they will place in toward the bottom of the standings for today's event. Let's have a look, and let's see what Tatu Bola, the tan marble, can do here. Oh man, almost lipped into a 2 and ricocheted right into a 7. And the 8 points scored there from the Janitors. So pretty strong run, and then the other two unable to even score any points whatsoever, let alone trying to advance. Pretty easy win there. An advancement for those two teams, as you have a look now at our full semifinals, A and B. And the other 8 teams that do not advance from the group stage, so they fall into that bottom tier as we move into the first semifinal. Savage, Jackals, Fury, Spiders, Lynx, Rufus, and Flush. Let's see who will advance into the finale. There's a 7. There's another 7. Do we get more points? No, the Savage, Jackal, and the Fury, Spiders cannot score. Lynx, Rufus, and Flush advancing. And you can see here, as you look at the replay, they had a chance. The two that were unable to score had their opportunity. There's an easy 7 and another easy 7, but right there, if it was a little bit stronger, the Savage Jackal had a chance. Even on a ricochet, potentially maybe 8 points could have gone for the Fury Spiders, so they had an opportunity as well. But neither could score, and so they automatically unable to advance here, which means that our first half of the finale is set. You see it on the big board. As we get ready for semifinal B. And here they are. Tatu Bola, the Janitors, the Vikings, and the Trojans. This is a pretty heavy metal group here. There is 10 points for the Janitors. Does anybody else score? The answer is no from both the Trojans and Tatu Bola. All the way down at the bottom, though, 4 points for the Vikings. They sneak through to the finale. Not a strong run at all for the Vikings. They only went a distance of 54, but they were able to score, which is ultimately that tiebreaker. That's what you want to do, is score points first of all. The Janitors score 10 easily, but nothing from the Trojans or Tatu Bola. They will fail to advance into the final. I said it was easy, but it didn't look actually that easy on the replay there for the Janitors. They had to work with a couple of ricochets to get those 10 points and advance into the finale. Great job by them, and doing just enough for the Vikings to advance into the final, giving themselves a chance to maybe redeem not a great semifinal run there, but a chance to advance into the final and maybe redeem themselves with a win or a strong showing in the final, as they'll join Lynx, Rufus, Flush, and the Janitors. They are ready to go. Here is the finale of mini golf, and they are off. First one down is going to be the Lynx Rufus. They are up there. Let's see if we get any scoring. We might not get any. Here's an 8 for Flush, and it's going to do it. Flush is going to win. They're the only team to score. They take the gold. And by way of distance, it's a silver for the Lynx Rufus, bronze for the Vikings, and the Janitors, who end up way back at the front of the green, they will finish in 4th. They do not medal after making it into the final, but a strong bounce back for them. Let's have a look at the replay. It was nearly a complete shutout, which we haven't seen at all. This is the first time we've seen 3 fail to score. You can see just a denial there from the flag in the hole of the 2. And let's have a look at a couple of bouncing around and a helpful spin there, a little bit of a twirl from Flush to get into the 8-hole and advance, or I guess not advance, but rather win themselves a gold medal. So Flush really showed themselves to be productive today. They are the winners. Lynx Rufus, the Janitors, and the Vikings all unable to score in the final round, and so they shuffle out based on distance. Here are the results from today's event. 20 points to Flush. Lynx Rufus picks up 17, 15 for the Vikings. The Janitors finish 4th, and the Series Spiders, off of the tiebreakers there, will finish in 5th, all the way down to the Blue Jackets, who finish in last in today's event. As we have a look at the overall standings, new leader, it is Flush. They pick up their first gold. They become the 4th different winner in 4 events, and they take a 1-point lead over the Vikings, who have not won a gold. They haven't won a silver, but they've won 2 out of the 4 bronzes, so they move into 2nd place with 46 points. And as we are 4 events in, things start to get a little more interesting, and not necessarily clearer as you would expect, but rather a little foggier as we go further into this event. 3rd place goes to the Vikings. Congratulations to them. Congrats to the Lynx Roughest. They pick up a 2nd place victory, and they now have 46 points. But today, everybody aspires to be Flush, not only because they won, but because they also take over 1st place overall in the standings. So congratulations to them, as we are now 4 events into the 2021 Marble Champions League. And while we have some starting to show the cream of the crop, it is still very much a wide open window for a championship here in the Marble Champions League. So until next time, I'm Keanu Biedrzycki, and you've been watching a presentation of Marble Fubeca.